Hey guys, Melbester9 here with a video for March 30th, 2014. Now, what you guys are looking here is basically my lineup for the 2014 Major League Baseball season. Now, this is fantasy on MLB.com. Now, this is actually my second year playing on MLB.com fantasy. I played it about like say 2-3 years ago, and I basically won the whole thing. I had Derek Jeter, I had Adam Lind, I had a couple of other players when I started on that team for that year. Um, and yeah, I did a couple of trades here and there. Did a lot of good transactions, got some good players off waivers and all that. So I got them good. But this draft this year, in terms of this fantasy league, is pretty tight. There's a lot of cool, interesting people that were in the drafts. They picked a lot of good players right away. Of course, it's pretty obvious. During the any fantasy league, you always go after the top players. But what I did was that usually what I do is that I get the pitching first, because the pitching, it's the duration of the whole year, and you could get a lot out of it. Pitching really is more important in today's game. So what I did was I got the Dodgers first. Let me actually scroll down for a minute. Hold on. I was zooming in for a bit. Yeah, I was trying to get to my computer mouse. Okay, so right here, guys, I got the Dodgers. Right. Although they play tonight. Now the reason why I got the Dodgers, of course, Clayton Kershaw. I mean, who doesn't know him? Ryu. They got a couple of guys out there. And they got a decent bullpen too. So, I figured why not? I got the Dodgers, and then later on during the draft, I usually get at least two pitching staffs. I got the Angels. The Angels, they have a decent. The thing with the Angels is that I know they have a good starting rotation. They just don't pitch at times. But I just like their rotation for some reason. They always have potential. They just don't do it. You know what I mean? But of course, they have C.J. Wilson and Jared Weaver. They got a couple other guys there. But I always like the Angels. Their pitching. They always had potential. They just don't. They play in a tough division. That's all. But I got the Angels. So yeah. After I got the Dodgers during the first pick, eventually I got Molina. I got Yadier, because Yadier, he plays a lot, he can hit, he can do a lot, he can get on base, so why not? And then eventually, the thing that I got stuck though was getting a second baseman. There were a lot of people got Cano. Some guy got Cano first. Then somebody else got a couple of other guys here and there. So I was really stuck. I was like, damn. And I figured, I always liked Martin Prado. I mean, even his days when he was with the Braves, I always liked him. He was always he was a pull hitter. A slab, a single guy, a double, a guy that can just get on base, just hit the ball, just hit past the infield. I like the way he bats. I like the way he runs the bases. I said, and he could play different positions, so I could really manage my lineup. So I said, why not? And Martin Prado, and I saw him during spring training today, playing against the Cubs, and he played pretty well. So I think he's gonna go in pretty good this season, hopefully. So yeah, I got Prado. Zimmerman, again, the infielders they were taken pretty quick. I've had Zimmerman in my fantasy league a couple of times. He didn't do that great, but he plays every day, so he's gonna get some opportunities to hit. And when he can hit. So yeah, Zimmerman. So I got him before, so not a surprise. Alan Craig. Now Alan Craig was again first baseman. I had a chance to get Gonzalez, but I like Alan Craig. I like the way he plays. He can hit, for power a lot of the times, and he can play outfield too. Like I said, I can swap positions, So yeah, I got him. Starlin Castro. I've seen him play. He's not one of those guys that's gonna hit 30 home runs. He's gonna get hits and steal bases. And that's why I wanted him, because he's the type of player that could get, even though he's not like, he's a regular shortstop, but he's young and he's going to be around for a while, and he can hit at times too, just get a lot of singles and stuff like that, steal bases. He can even bunt if he wanted to. So he's a guy that he's going to get on from time to time with his speed, and that's why I picked Castro for shortstop. And then for outfield, a lot of people got outfield, but I wasn't worried about the outfield because there's a lot of good outfielders out there. So I got Coco Crisp. He's decent. He can hit. He'll get on base from time to time. He has decent seasons, but he does enough for me. Michael Brantley, I've seen him play. He's young. He has potential. I like the way he hits. He's young, and I liked him last year. So I'll give him a shot too. And then Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter. Even though he's old, but he can hit, like I said before. Who doesn't know Torrey? Torrey's great, And Torrey gets it on. He gets it on. He's a very good guy, too, on and off the field. He's a good guy. He can make an impact on me at times, probably. I got David Ortiz because, David Ortiz was freaking amazing. Honestly, I did not expect David Ortiz to play this well, like even better than he has in years. Like what he did last year was freaking insane. He's had great seasons, but the way he played last year, that was rare. I did not see that coming at all. And David Ortiz is gonna be around for a couple more years. So I said, why not get Poppy? Why not get Big Poppy? He's clutch. He'll get hits. He'll do a lot, man. So and he's gonna play DH a lot. So I'll have him as a utility. And then for my bench. I got... Okay, so for my bench, I got Pagan because I wanted to get some outfielders. I wanted to get as many outfielders as I can. So, and I like Pagan too. When he was with the Mets, he was alright. So from time to time, he could play well, and he could steal bases too. So he's another guy that can steal bases. Dan Uggla, as far as my bench was going, I wanted to get a couple more second basemen and shortstop. I got Dan Uggla because Dan Uggla, he strikes out a lot, from time to time. But the guy can play, man. Dan Uggla, when he's on, dude, the way he could crush a ball, man. I like the way he hits. I like the way he plays. And I don't know, man. I just like him, I've always been a fan of Dan Uggla. Always. I took a chance, so why not, man? And if he plays well, I'll be able to put him in my lineup, and then he will really do well. And I could swap him more in Prado if I wanted to, too. Or Stalin Castro. So, I got options. I took a chance, man. I wanted to get Dan Uggla. Avila. Now, Avila, he's a starter for the Tigers, but we need to get a backup catcher in case something happens to Molina. Avila, he could play. He's a regular catcher, but he can hit also. So I got him there. Yunel Escobar, he's alright. Especially when he was with the Blue Jays. I liked him. And then, I gave him a shot. So, yeah. And then Anthony Rodon was one that I wasn't sure about because I was actually going to get Alberto Callaspo. But I'm hearing things about him, so, Rendon and this, that. So, let's see, man. If it doesn't work out with Rendon, I'll just swap him for Alberto Callaspo. So, because I like Alberto Callaspo also. As far as like a utility backup player, yeah, I've always liked him. And he can play at times too. So, look at my screen. Okay. Yeah. So as far as that goes, guys, that's pretty much it for my my fantasy lineup this year. So what do you guys think? Comment, rate. That's pretty much it. So, signing out.